Well, joining us now are Mike and Jimmy, and they have done so much. So, guys, thanks so much for joining us today. Where are you calling us from?
Champaign, Illinois. University of Illinois campus.
Right, because you're both in school, aren't you?
That's correct.
Well, thanks for joining us again. I mean, I am thrilled to have you. We talked a little bit before the show. I guess that might have been on air, too. I'm really not sure. But, Mike, what is Biking for Babies?
Biking for Babies is, to put it most simply, a pro-life summer bike trip that myself and Jimmy started when we were students here on campus 5 years ago now. And since we started, we fundraised $140,000 for pregnancy resource centers and biked in total about 4,500 miles. So since we started with just me and Jimmy on our spring break. And this past summer, we had 11 bicyclists and 5 support crew members traveling from New Orleans to Chicago.
That's wild. Jimmy, if you could too talk about the bike trip itself. It's like 1,000 miles during the course of 7 to 8 days. It's pretty intense. Maybe you could speak on that. And when you tell people you're biking 1,000 miles, do they think you're crazy?
We get mixed reviews as far as reactions. But for the most part, people are very encouraged by what we're doing. And leading up to the ride, one of the things that often discourages people, but they find encourages them once they've experienced it, is just to recognize their own strengths and what God's able to provide just in their weaknesses. Because all the riders experience different points in the ride where they're just really struggling to kind of get that next mile in, but just through the encouragement of having everybody supporting one another, we're able to accomplish great things. And so yeah, most people, I would say, have positive reactions just to what we're doing. And they recognize the fact that it is a significant amount of miles. And I guess it brings more attention to the reality of what it is and why we're doing what we're doing.
I don't think I've biked 1,000 miles in my life. So, total. So I'm impressed. Jimmy, the daily schedule includes a visit to a parish. How does that frame your day?
Our day really, I mean, this is almost, you could look at it as a retreat in some respects, because we start off the morning with prayer, and then through the duration, our ride is really our sacrifice. And then we have the opportunity, through the blessing of having some faithful priests along the way, we're able to celebrate Mass with the different communities that we come across. So in some respects, it's really a pilgrimage. We like to refer to it as an 8-day trip with a purpose. And I think more than anything else, our hope is just to encourage life and help people to recognize what true evangelization is. Evangelization meaning the art of living. So sharing the art of living and doing that through cycling as well as the random encounters that we have along the way.
Mike, if you could tell us a little bit about the recipients of the fundraising.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, the money that we raise goes for pregnancy resource centers, and the reason we did that, is partly in our control, partly I guess just providence. Being in the sense that as the years went along, we really found a lot of common ground in the particular pro-life mission and work shared between Biking for Babies and pregnancy centers. And what I mean by that is that both of our groups ultimately try to communicate the heart of pro-life work to the people who are the ones making the decisions. Being that support for them when they have time, they come up to those moments when they have those difficult decisions to make. So what we like to think of Biking for Babies doing is really extending that mission physically of pregnancy resource centers, because these centers, they only, for the most part, get to encounter the women and families who come to their center. But Biking for Babies is able to, of course, go out and literally talk to people and communicate the resources and opportunities that are available here at these centers. Something that goes along with that is, if abortion ended, would Biking for Babies still exist, and would pregnancy centers still exist? I think both of these would, because ultimately both of us are here to be present to people and say, hey, we care about you, we want to help you.
Well, where can people follow the progress of Biking for Babies and learn more? Either one.
We have a website, bikingforbabies.com, that's up and running throughout the year. So this year we're really looking to expand the opportunities for people to be involved. Our ride this year is going to take place July 12th through 20th. We're going to be starting in 3 other cities in addition to New Orleans, to be completely determined. But right now, anyone interested in joining our team can apply for support crew or riding at our website there. During the ride itself, we have some pretty entertaining videos that come out each day, a little blogs that each of the riders and support crew put up. But yeah, we also have t-shirts and all those sorts of things as well available.
Bikingforbabies.com. Hey guys, thanks so much for being with us, and keep up the great work.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.